to the world of Guardian Angels and our many fans out there and those just newly being introduced to the concept. Well, it's our lucky day because it's the 37th anniversary of the very day I took out the first patrol on February 13th of 1979. Now, normally we would celebrate this event in the Bronx, outside of the McDonald's, where I was the night manager when I took out that first patrol of the Magnificent 13. And those were all employees at that time of the McDonald's who helped me close the store that night. And then we would immediately go out and ride the number 4 train, the Muggers Express, which ran parallel to the McDonald's. So we were going to start at the McDonald's, go to the number 4 train, the Muggers Express, go to West Fordham Road and University Avenue near St. Nicholas at Tollentine, the church, which is my apartment, which eventually served as the 24/7, 365 headquarters. But we determined it's better to pay tribute to our roots in Brooklyn because the Bronx, as difficult as it was for us to establish in 1979, by 1981 we were part and parcel of the identity of the Bronx. The biggest problem we had was Brooklyn. It was not only a much larger borough with a more sizable population, but it had as many significant problemed areas and problem subway lines as the Bronx had. And we were perceived of as the outsiders, because even though by then we had had members from Brooklyn, everyone at that point thought Guardian Angels equated to, well, you had to be from the Bronx, because that's where it started, that's where we would develop the reputation. So actually it was a lot harder getting started in Brooklyn. So we went to Broadway Junction, East New York, which is where the A train, J train, and L train meet up. And there's heavy volume. And the people, they were giving us massive love. They couldn't be happier to see us. And for one very simple reason. Most knew who the Guardian Angels were because they grew up with us. And for many of them, we no longer were a priority because the subway system was getting a lot safer over the years from about 1993 to most recently. And then it took a turn for the worse. And some of you, no matter where you are around the world, probably heard of the incredible number of subway slashings that were taking place. 10. And every other day, another slashing occurs without it being resolved. And the city administration seems like back in 1979 to be a dollar short and a day late, not responding well, blaming people sleeping on the subway instead of the violators, the perps of these crimes. So it caused us to re-up our commitment. For many Guardian Angels who hadn't been out there in a month of Sundays, it like resurrected their spirit because the people were asking us to return. And we returned with a vengeance. We have an AM presence on the subway. We have a PM presence on the subway 7 days a week. From our veterans to those who had retired and then re-upped and put their colors back, and a whole new wave of new recruits, many of them from this millennial generation, this hipster generation that knows little if anything about the Guardian Angels. And that's what keeps the hope alive in the fact that we can perpetuate beyond just where we are at this present day. So we're grateful to all the New Yorkers who have come out en masse to support our efforts to reestablish our presence in the subways. And as it has always been in the past for the 37 years, New York leads in many instances in setting the tone, setting the style, setting the method in which we attack the various public safety problems. And many of you are kind enough to follow in our footsteps. Well, as we have resurrected, we have revived, we have re-upped our efforts, you out there need to think likewise. What can you do more in your community? How can you be addressing your problems more significantly? On a day like today, where the wind chill factor makes it feel like it's 20 degrees below zero, we had a phenomenal turnout. In fact, our brothers and sisters in solidarity came as far away as Easton, Pennsylvania to join us in this celebration, and they got massive love from the subway riding public. So look, if we could do it in New York after 37 years, you could do it wherever you may be, whether you've been in operation for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 10 months, 10 days. We're all part of the worldwide family of the Guardian Angels, and what we do in one place is significant to everyone in every place. But this is the mothership, this is the Mecca, this is the Medina in New York where it all started. So whatever we do here definitely reverberates globally and helps you locally.